was about how might we integrate low-skilled migrants into a high-tech society. But then by working on that, because I was Lucho the Filipino who went to Sydney and kind of was worried about this religion, then we realized actually that he probably is going to be more worried about finding a job and having a job. And that's actually not only going to be for Lucho, who's moving from one culture to another, it's going to be actually for this whole new generation, because we were working in the quadrant where we said high artificial intelligence and a relatively younger population to what we were having now. So we then started to brainstorm on that. And artificial intelligence, we chose to focus on the positives. There is sometimes also some doom and gloom, but thinking of all the positives that it can bring, etc. And then thinking back of Lucho representing a young bloke, we thought the first thing that we're going to do is, and this is actually a little brain with a chip. So when he comes into Sydney, he has the human right to have access to technology and to artificial intelligence and anything that's being developed. You know, like let's say 30, 40 years further, right? So here he comes, he arrives into Sydney and he has access to that. Now he's still kind of in a DS zone, deep shit zone, because what can he do with it? Can he work with it? Can he earn his money? And of course we brainstormed a bit like, does he has to worry about it? Yes, he needs to worry about it. Artificial intelligence cannot yet make him feel that he's eating or whatever, so he needs to earn his life. So we thought, as all good trends of overdosing on artificial intelligence, you always have the counter trends. And the counter trends is going to be back to nature, back to vintage, back to healthy things. So he, for example, could become a representative of how do you do farming, because he was still doing some farming in Philippines, and maybe he has some education webinars, or he has a place, a sort of museum, I guess museum is the wrong word, but where he shows how real farming looks like. And he does webinars to show to people how they can have their little garden in their little homes, etc., and still have fresh food. So it becomes a whole new trend of man-made food, real food. Kind of, and actually it will become so big that there might even be parts of countries that start to focus back on real man-made fruit, vegetables, etc. So that was the idea. Did I capture it right? Okay, thank you.
So we are in a world that is with low climate change impact, low migration, like people are pretty stable, happy in their hometown. And our little girl, Joanna, 12 years old, she is a vegan and she loves to talk with friends through WeChat. So we thought in this world, like the challenge would be people kind of are more confined to their own culture, confined to their own space, so that they are less open and they wouldn't be benefit from appreciating diversity and creativity and all this. So we thought we could invent a cool watch, which is not Fitbit, but something like Fitbit, that is to challenge Joanna to get some points through interacting with people that is different from her, so that she can wear the watch and then with cool technology, so we can already distinguish that, okay, Joanna is a vegan, loves pink, hates dog, loves cats and all this. And then like it can detect the other people, what kind of people that is, so that it will force like Joanna to actually go out to interact with people that are different from her in order to gain some points. And this is actually more than a game, but this is actually an education process. So she has to score certain points before she can graduate from primary 5 to primary 6 or whatever that is. So because that is to ensure that our future generations are open and they can appreciate things from different perspectives. So we thought this will also counter the current algorithm for all the social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. They just feed things that you like to see. So in a way, we feel, would that be actually the reason of driving the extremism in our society these days, that we are all like overwhelmed and surrounded by views that we like to hear, like to see. So this is helping to bring the world back to a more balanced view. So that's our creation.
So what we are creating, our situation is that, forget the person's name,
Gabrielle, yes.
yeah. So Gabriel, that she is 68 years old and running elderly people's house, facing all the new competitions from the young generation, knows all the AIs and knows all the new tech. So the idea we have for her to really to stay ahead in this competition is to really connect people with their heart. So we build this brand, and it's a healing center. So in Chinese words, there's two words. One is called happiness, and the other is healing, and it's all combined with the top side, and the bottom is the heart. Yeah, so it's the healing and happiness come from the same place, which is the heart. So that's where we built this brand, and we say that it's healing center, and it's healing coming from the heart. What she really would like to achieve is that this center is using the high tech to connect people with their heart, and we're designing a matching system, because in the end of the day, you would like to somebody to taking care of you, especially toward the end of your life. It's really people who care, who can really touch your heart, and that are the people who are like you, or who have similar hobbies and things like that. So we have that matching system, and to match the elderly and also the people who has a lot of common things together. So that's kind of the theme, how you can actually deliver that nurturing, deliver that happiness through the new technology, which is the matching system. And we call that matching system is digital doorway. And then this is the digital doorway, and this is the Hebrew sign, which means life. And when people come toward the end of the life, and we use this digital doorway technology to help them to find the person who were taking care in the last part of their life. And through that, it's not only one-on-one, and we also kind of creating communities that have the similar likes and have similar passions, and so that they can actually, in their last part of their life, not just live a life physically, eat and sleep, but also have real companies and have serving some real purpose. So this is our idea. Did I miss anything?
Franchise operations coming up soon, so